What up, sports fans? Montana Rollin here on a glorious Wednesday afternoon in Burbank, California. The 2011 NBA playoffs are set to tip off on Saturday morning, and I can't wait. There's no greater way to start the playoff season than talking with somebody who truly knows basketball. Sports fans, it is my true honor to introduce to you the Archduke of Los Angeles, the one, the only, VTB, Vic the Brick Jacobs.
We'll smoke this residue later.
Vic the Brick, how the heck are you, my brother?
I am feeling the effects of number one. I am spasming as I speak. I'm riddled with severe back pain. But despite all the trauma to my body, I dragged myself into the Laker locker room last night to meditate with Lamar Odom because this team was on the edge. This team was on the precipice of disaster, if I may say. Losers of 5 in a row. No flow, no fluidity, no karma, no energy. Even Andrew Bynum was saying there's negative energy in this room. Andrew Bynum, 23 years, the foundation of young domination, saying there's negative energy. I had to do something radical. Drag my ass down to the bowels of the beautiful downtown Hoop Dojo and meditated with the crazy world of Lamar. And we meditated on suchness, the energy. And I put the white fur, the white rabbit fur on Lamar. And I said, you must rock this, Lamar, because the energy here must be changed. There must be a vicissitude, a changing of the fortunes. Change the vibe, Lamar. Change the vibe. Lamar strapped on the white rabbit fur coat and started rocking around the locker room saying, boy, this feels good. I said, yeah, we're back in Queens, my brother. He says, Ron probably wouldn't like that because he's into Peter. I said, Peter Schmieder, you are free. And the Lakers are now free.
So the fur got the Lakers off the 5-game schneid?
Didn't hurt.
Didn't hurt. Well, we're going to get to all this basketball stuff in a little bit. But I got to ask you, Vic, can you please tell me how all the madness started? From your days in New York to your cockfighting days in Guam.
The madness begins. The madness never began and never ended. We're madness right now. Do you feel it?
I feel it.
Do you feel the madness?
I feel it.
Let it never stop.
All right.
Because as I meditate with Lamar on the suchness, the energy, that is what we must always circulate in our bodies with all the strife and confusion surrounding us every day, 24/7. You must come back to the energy and feel it in your bones. It's in your bones, the madness. If you don't love it, then you should be out of it. We all love it. We love the Lakers. It's in my bones. No matter what Kobe says, and loses his control, I still have Kobe's back because I know there is not an anti-gay or lesbian vibe in his body. I know Kobe Bryant, and I was mocked on the radio today. And you know what? I'm trying to explain to people how when you're in the heat of the moment, then you can lose all control as Kobe did. But you know what? Kobe loves all people, but he had a problem with that ref and he lost control. I cannot condone it. He's been fined $100,000. It's an embarrassment and a disgrace what he said, and I'll tell him to his face. But Kobe, even Kobe Bryant, has to suck into his inside of his soul and understand that the energy must be pure 24/7. If you want to go golden ball, golden ball, golden ball, you can't have negative energy. That was negative energy. That was loss of control by Kobe Bryant. And I'm his biggest fan. Everyone knows it. The world knows it. I had his back after Colorado. I was one of the few who had Kobe's back in Colorado. What happened, with that gold digging, whatever incident. And I'll call her a gold digger when everyone else says she was a victim.
She was all out of it.
It takes two to tango.
Absolutely.
It takes two to tango. But in this case, Kobe was wrong. He has paid the price, and we must move on. I will recenter Kobe Bryant and refocus Kobe if he is open, to my karma, dharma, the whole thing.
Awesome.
The madness is now.
Speaking of Kobe Bryant, is it true that your long locks Your I Am the Walrus stash and your mutton chops are due to a bet you had with Kobe Bryant?
It's not a bet. After the first championship in 2000, which was 10 years ago, Kobe was growing his afro, and I was just growing my hair. And me and Kobe were just kicking it around. And I said, Kobe, let's grow our hair until we win a championship. Let's just grow it, man. Let us be free. Let us be liberated. And Kobe said, yeah, Vic, let's do that. So we grew our hair. Kobe's afro went into the sky. My hair was starting to get down to my tuchus. And then after the first golden ball, I said to Kobe, now what? And Kobe says, well, Vic, why don't you cut your hair when I retire?
Wow.
I said, when is that, Kobe? He said, I'm going to play maybe 15 years in the
Hopefully
league.
never.
Well, 15 years. He was saying to me 14, 15 years. I said, let's do it. So that was 2000. When he was 5 years in. He started in 96, out of Philadelphia. A young poet out of Philadelphia. I was with Kobe when he was 17 years old in a Long Beach hotel, Long Beach, California. There he was, eating French fries, munching on fries. Came into his hotel room and eating French fries together. And I say, you know what? I think a young poet has arrived in Los Angeles, and his name is Kobe Bean Bryant.
Wow. I see you rocking some bamboo there, Vic. Are you secretly like a panda bear, or are you going to shoot tranquilizer darts out of this thing? What's going on with the bamboo? What's that all about?
Be the bamboo, bend, do not break. Bamboo is firmly embedded in the Laker locker room. Bamboo is firmly embedded in the trunk of Phil and Jeannie's car. Bamboo is energy. Bamboo is strength. Bamboo is resiliency. Bamboo is a symbol not just of energy and chi and ki and the whole thing, but it has many uses. Here, it is a Zen stick. Some call this a rain stick. It doesn't bring rain. You know what this brings? It brings energy. I love the bamboo because it is used in Asia for oh so many uses. Young mothers create plates of bamboo for their youngsters to eat out of. Back in the day, the samurai warriors would put their banners on bamboo flags and wave, and represent, their samurai clan. Bamboo is used, of course, right now for flooring, and there's oh so many uses, and is so hard, yet just symbolizes for me serenity. I will meditate in groves of bamboo to recenter myself. I will, immerse myself in a bamboo state of mind. Tranquility, harmony, purity, and respect. The bamboo.
Wow. Where do I get one of those?
Probably your neighborhood head shop. Where you can.
There was smoke pouring out of that thing, by the way.
Your neighborhood head shop. When was the last time you heard head shop?
Maybe when I was in the womb. I don't know. Vic the Brick, you've worked with many talented people in your day in sports radio. If I may ask, what's it like to work with the great Pat O'Brien?
He is a revelation. P.O.B., for me, always represented not just network excellence, but changing the way broadcasting was, and he took it to another level. P.O.B. not only was an amazing communicator, but he brought the flair and the entertainment value to sports where it was non-existent. He changed the way of broadcasting, not just the way he delivered his incredible, state of the game references, or his establishing dialogues, or his, crazy, wild personal interviews with the players, but his mindset was one of, not only am I going to be one with the sport, I am going to get to know the athletes on a level that no other broadcaster really knew the athletes or the entertainers before. Pat O'Brien is a trailblazer of sports and entertainment because he is a very rare form of incredible energy that graces our planet. And to work with P.O.B. on a daily basis, I actually absorb his amazing energy every day, and I consider it a blessing to be with him, these 4 hours of the Loose Cannon Show with P.O.B. and, of course, the fabulous Stevie Hartman.
I've gotten to know Pat O'Brien, and let me tell you, sports fan, he's probably one of the funniest people on this planet.
Yes.
Vic.
A man of multi-skills and an amazing appetite that transcends this planet.
What was worse, your experience in Utah with the fans, or the heckling in Boston during the finals?
My worst part of my experience in Salt Lake City was being awakened by loud knocks at the door for an early wake-up call by one Steve Hartman, who was with our great Petros Papadakis, and we had a flight to leave the Salt Lake City area, and somehow I didn't get the wake-up call, and I heard these incredible thuds and yells from Steve Hartman interrupting, which was a perfectly serene sleep in Salt Lake City, Utah. That was an ugly time. But back to the game. Obviously, the Utah fans know my relationship with the Lakers. My love for the Lakers is unyielding, and I show no restraint. When I go into hostile territory, I'll rock the Laker poncho, I'll rock the purple and gold mink, I'll rock the bamboo. And the Utah fans are very, very passionate. You know, you may hear that, there's a lot of Mormons there, and of course there is. The tabernacle is right there, but there is tumult in the tabernacle. When they go to the game, throw away Brigham Young's foundations. Throw away all the great Mormon philosophies, because when they go to that game and they come in from the farms, they're farmers. A lot of people in Utah love to farm and take care of the soil, and I love that about them. But when they come to the game, there's no more inhibitions. They're not Mormons. They're not farmers. They're Utah Jazz fans, and they are uninhibited, and they'll come at me with their best shot, and I'll take their best shot, and I respect them for their best shot.
Kobe or Shaq?
The great duality. I have transcended the duality. Loved both when they were playing here and they won the back-to-back-to-back. Shaquille will always be a blessing, the big blessing to me, because he brought the championships, but more or less brought the positive energy to Los Angeles from Orlando. His years in Los Angeles were filled with bliss. Yet he and Kobe Bryant were conflicted. 'Twas ego that destroyed the dynasty. 'Twas ego that destroyed the world champion Laker dynasty. They could have won 3 or 4 more rings with Shaquille and Kobe, Kobe and Shaquille. Kobe was too young to embrace Shaquille, and Shaquille had too much pride and ego to embrace Kobe Bryant. Something had to give. Shaquille O'Neal made the wrong move in Hawaii with the show me the money to Dr. Buss. And Dr. Buss had a very easy decision. Do I keep the young and gifted Kobe Bryant, or do I keep the slightly old and wizened veteran Shaquille O'Neal, who insulted me and disgraced me in Hawaii on national and world television, asking for more money? Well, it was very clear to Dr. Buss what he had to do, and he had to get rid and exile Shaquille O'Neal to Miami.
Does Shaq's jersey deserve to be hanging in the rafters at Staples Center?
No doubt.
Even though he's a Celtic?
You can ask Jeannie Buss, you can ask Dr. Buss. They will agree with me, and I will agree with the Royal Buss family. Shaquille O'Neal's, and Shaquille's 34 will be up in the rafters because of the 3 titles that he brought to downtown Los Angeles and the entire Laker nation. Never to be forgotten, the magic that was instilled in the city in those 3 years, back to back to back, was just so intense. It brought the whole Ciudad together. We were one with the basketball universe. There was no violence. We only had peace and tranquility in the valley. We only had serenity in the city. It was amazing times, as there are amazing times right now with Kobe Bryant leading us to back in the process of the third golden ball, y'all.
All righty. LeBron or Luke Walton? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Everyone puts down Luke Walton. I'm sick and tired. I'm tired of the degradation of my man Luke Walton. Down. I'm tired of really. A lot of criticism of Luke Walton's game this year. He hasn't found his shot yet, but he will make plays in the playoffs. You heard it here first on Montana Rollin.
Vic, with the playoffs, the 2011 NBA playoffs starting on Saturday, what matchups do you love, and who are your 2 candidates to make the finals, and who eventually will win it all?
Well, we start in the East, where the Chicago Bulls have made a meteoric rise with Tom Thibodeau. I talked to Kobe Bryant after Game 7 last year and that incredible victory against the Celtics in the downtown Hoop Dojo. And I talked to Kobe post Game 7 after the interviews. We're just rolling in the tunnel, in the bowels of Staples Center. And I said, Kobe, that was insane how you never found your shot, but yet you were able to modify your game and grab 15 boards and deliver passes, but yet you never found your shot. He says, Vic, Thibodeau has defensed me almost perfectly since I was a kid. He knows how to lock me up. First time I ever heard Kobe give that kind of respect to an opposing coach. Thibodeau's that good defensively. Why the Bulls is great. It's not just Derrick Rose. It's not just Dang. It's not Taj Gibson. It's not all the pieces that have been collected. Boozer was an incredible pickup, by the Chicago Bulls. They have a great collection of talent, but it's the defense they play. Passion on every possession, as I like to teach and inculcate the Lakers with in my sessions of serenity with the fellas. Passion on every possession. That's how the Bulls have the best record in the East. Passion on every possession. So I like the Bulls to come out of the East. The Celtics lost it when they traded K. Perk. K. Perk was their soul. When I saw KG, Ray, Rondo, Paul Pierce, almost in tears when they knew that Danny Ainge had pulled an egregious boner.
They lost a brother.
They lost their brother, but they lost their swagger. They lost their intensity. They lost their fierceness inside and on the outside and all over the court. That was Kendrick Perkins. He's not about points and rebounds. He's about bringing a fierceness, a fury, a scariness, if you will, that intimidates teams. I remember seeing it firsthand a few years ago, Christmas Day, when the Celtics destroyed the Lakers. And I saw Andrew Bynum post-game, and all he could talk about was how he didn't really want to play against Perkins. Perkins psyched him out. Perkins can do that to you. It was a young Andrew Bynum at the time. He was like 20, but still, that's what Perkins can do. Can totally intimidate you. And that is why I like the Thunder to face the Lakers in the West.
Obviously, with the Lakers coming out, correct?
The Lakers are destined for 3 golden balls. But this journey will be intense and arduous. And unless they summon up all the suchness, all their divine energy, all of their mu shin, no mind, all of their mu ga, no ego, until they go into that state of emptiness, they will never win. That is my role in this playoff run, to keep them empty, to keep them furious, as I tell Lamar Odom in this Zen koan for the ages. Lamar, crazy world? It takes tens of sane samurai to kill one samurai. With what, Lamar? And Elo would say, Vic, that'd be the MDE, the Mad Death Energy. And then I said, Lamar, a painting of a rice cake. And Lamar finishes the koan by saying, does not satisfy hunger.
Well, you heard it there. Before we end this collaboration, Vic, can you please give my
strong sentiments
sports fans a little cockfighting play-by-play?
You use the term loosely, cockfighting. But for me, cockfighting lies a place in my heart because my first market in my erratic career as I continue to scratch my way towards the middle. Started on the island of Guam, Micronesia, circa 1978. And my first job was sportscaster at Guam Cable TV, a great metropolitan cable station on the island of Guam. And to all our Guamanian friends out there, our mighty half-a-day sports fans, where America's day begins, where Vic's broadcasting career began, the island of Guam. And part of your responsibilities on a weekend was to go around the island and get flavor from the island. So there was Major League Baseball, there was Guam Major League Baseball, there's a Guam Football League with the military, and the natives formed leagues.
Wow.
So you had the native Guamanians, who were tremendous baseball players, tremendous athletes. They had a good football team, and they play Anderson Air Force Base. They play the Naval Base, and the Naval Base would have a team. The Air Force would have a team. The Marines would have a team, and they have a schedule. It was great, and this is where I cut my teeth. Was doing this military Guamanian sporting leagues, and I learned my craft. Well, not all my craft, but at least the seeds of my craft were planted on the island. But again, as I was saying, going around the island on weekends, you look for local color. So here I am on the island. I have no clue of cockfighting. All of a sudden, I'm in an island paradise called Manilao, and during their fiesta, all of a sudden, I see a ring, and I see some pickup trucks filled with roosters. And suddenly, I'm telling my camera crew, I said, his name was...
We've struck gold.
His name was Guerrero, actually. I said, and it was Hector Guerrero. I say, Hector, what's up with all these roosters? He says, Vic, those are fighting cocks. I said, fighting cocks? Now what? He says, Vic, they put blades on their web feet, and they go at it, and they gamble incredible amounts of money, and this is a national pastime of the Philippines. And of course, the Philippines, a lot of Filipinos lived in Guam, worked in Guam, and made Guam the great nation that it is. Actually, it's a trust territory. In my mind, it was a nation. Bottom line is, I was introduced to cockfighting that day, and I would cover it because it was part of the culture
You were
of
the
Guam,
play-by-play.
part of the Filipino culture. And if you want to, I didn't do play-by-play, but I was immersed, in the cockfighting culture, and I knew a good fighting cock from a bad fighting cock. And let's say the cocks came out, blades on feet. They are released, and there goes, let's say, Vic the cock on one side of the village, and there's Bobby the cock on the other side of the village, and they are together as one, as the feathers are foaming at the mouth, a sea of feathers. It's Vic the cock and Bobby the cock. Who will survive? Who knew? You're telling me it's a cockapalooza.
Wow. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time.
Is that your time limit?
Vic
What,
the
have you
Brick.
commercials? What?
We gotta pay the bills somehow.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Is there a 5-hour energy?
I gotta ask you, Vic. How much does something like that cost?
Well, if we want to cross promote, we can actually do a couple of promos right here. But really, Montana, do I have time for run down some flavors?
Absolutely.
I love this part. Lemon and lime, berry,
Clear it!
bring it down now. It's 5-hour energy, and it works.
Vic, thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a true pleasure, my brother.
It's my pleasure, my brother. And Montana Rollin will continue to roll on, as the great Pat O'Brien says. Roll on now!
Yes.
Feeling you!
Awesome.
And feeling you!
Stay tuned, sports fans. More Montana Rollin to come. Enjoy the NBA playoffs.